Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. I don't know about y'all, but once the weather starts getting cold, I am all about a comfy sweater or sweatshirt. And I have thrifted a bunch. So in this video, I want to show you some easy ways to upcycle some sweatshirts, hoodies, sweaters, things that you probably already have at home. And then we'll have some upcoming videos where I will have tutorials on some other ones. So let's get started and let me show you some stuff I've already done. All right, so this sweatshirt I decorated a long time ago. So it's been through multiple washings, never had an issue. I don't remember where I picked up this sweatshirt, but what I did was use cookie cutters to cut out star shapes in different sizes. They're on the front, and then they also loop over with one on the back there, and simply ironed them on. Now this stuff that I used, I picked up at Joanne, and they've got it in several colors. It's an iron-on embellishment, one sheet. It's over with like their appliques and t-shirts and stuff like that. And I just used different cookie cutters to cut out shapes and then iron them on. And as I said, I've been wearing this for several years, and everything has stayed on just fine. And this is just a cool way to kind of add a little bit of sparkle to a sweatshirt or something that you have. You could always tie-dye it like this one is. This one came that way, but that's one idea that you can do to kind of add a little bit of sparkle to a sweatshirt that you have. So here's another one I decorated a couple years ago. I think this sweatshirt originally came from Target, but I have all these cute little appliques that I just glued on with some fabric tack. Now, what these are actually pieces that I've cut out of the embellished embroidered fabric that I purchased. I think I purchased this at Joanne. And then I just went and cut out around the little embellishments and then glued them on. And I kind of just placed them where they're, you know, on the sleeves, all the way around, on the shoulders, and then they wrap around a little bit on the back too. And instead of sewing these on, I just used a little bit of fabric tack and just made sure that I definitely went around all the edges. You could sew these on if you wanted to, but I have washed this a lot. I wear this a lot with jeans and stuff, and it stayed on really nice. So this is a way that you can embellish a sweatshirt or a hoodie, a sweater, something like that, with some of that really pretty embellished fabric like this that you would find in the store. Now here's one I did where I just took a black sweatshirt and added some trim to the side, the kind of the shoulder and the sleeve. But before I did, I actually cut out, this is like an off the shoulder cutout from the shoulder to the sleeve, and then I added this really cool leather look fringe that I picked up at Joanne and just sewed that right along the edge. The cutout that I did is about 1.5 inches in on the shoulder, a little bit more. It's going to depend on your body type. I just tried it on and kind of put a pin on the halfway part on the shoulder, and then just went down as far as I wanted onto the sleeve, which is here, and just kind of cut out an oval shape. So let's see if I measure it. So the oval's about 12 inches long and about 4 to 4.5 inches wide. But I really like this. It's been washed and stuff too. Looks really cool with some jeans and boots. just adds a little bit of a kind of a country or rock and roll flair to a just a solid color sweatshirt. So here's one I did a couple months ago, and I actually used my Cricut for this one, but you could just use stencils or freehand, something like that. And I used the hologram heat transfer vinyl and a leopard print, and I did one on the front and then one on the back, and then just ironed them on. I know it can be daunting if you think, well, I don't have a Cricut, you know, how can I do something like this? You can still take the same heat transfer vinyl and use a pencil and some stencils and draw a pattern on the vinyl and then cut it out and iron it on the same way. You don't necessarily have to have the paper crafting machine. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to cut it. But I just thought this was really pretty. I love the way it sparkles and gives light. Hello, Twix. And just something simple and quick and easy that you can do with even a t-shirt or sweater, sweatshirt, hoodie, anything like that that you have on hand. Here's another one I did several years ago with a sweatshirt I had on hand, and I just took different colors of embroidery floss. I used blue because that was the color of the sweatshirt, but I just did different colors, and I did French knots, and some of them are kind of falling apart and stuff. This has been washed so many times, but I just sewed French knots just kind of in a random pattern. It gets a little bit thicker in the front, a little bit thinner at the end. I have some like metallic sparkle floss, and then like 3 different colors of blue. Something quick and easy to do with a simple embroidery stitch. You know, if you want to get fancier, I'm sure you've seen, you know, the ones where they actually embroider around, you know, the whole neckline and things like that. But this is something very simple that you can do to really elevate. You could do, you know, a variegated color like I did, or do something in lots of different colors to make it all really bright and stand out. So here's one I did to a sweater a couple years ago, and by far this is one of my favorites. I took just a regular solid color sweater and then took multicolored sequins in various sizes. And y'all, I actually glued these on. I did not sew them like I was tempted, but I just took a little bit of fabric tack and some tweezers and just glued them on in a random pattern, thicker around the neckline, and then kind of just sprinkled them out going down the front. I've worn this for Christmas, for New Year's. It's really nice, pair of nice leather pants or jeans with some black slacks, and really elevates it and adds sparkle. And as you can see, it really sparkles in the light. So I chose multicolored sequins, but again, you could do, you know, one sequin, maybe, you know, on a gray sweater, do all gold, red sweater, do all green. You could even do monochromatic where, you know, have a black sweater and do all black or something like that. But this is a really neat idea. It takes a little bit longer because of just the amount of sequins, but it's not hard to do. So here's one I did last year with a thrifted sweater. I got just a plain black sweater that was a little bit bigger on me, and then I redid the sleeves. I cut off the sleeves basically to like a short sleeve length. I just took a t-shirt and kind of measured it, but I saved the cuff. And then I took this really pretty kind of metallic sheer fabric. I had this in my stash. I don't even know where I got it, but I just cut a large square, basically measured the width of my sleeve and doubled it. And then as far as the length, I took the, I just measured the length of the piece I cut off, and then added several inches because I wanted it to be a little bit poofier. And then just simply gathered it and sewed it onto the cuff at one end, and the top of the sleeve there, and I did that on both, and I just love the way this turns out. Super easy to do, but so many different looks that you could get just depending on what kind of fabric you use. So I hope this inspires you to look through your closet or go thrift some things and really customize them and make them your own. As I said, I will be doing some more videos upcoming that are all about upcycling and transforming clothes. A lot of the stuff I will be using thrift clothes and things like that. So make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of those. But have fun and really just customize things, give your clothes a whole new life without having to spend a whole lot of money. Happy sewing!